The UK planning system. The UK planning system is constantly evolving. It lays a huge emphasis on flexibility, which enables the planning system to meet diverse requirements and keep up with the pace of changing nature of problems. Regulating the development and use of land in the public interest has been a major objective of the British planning system. This is where land use planning comes into play. It is a process through which the land uses are determined. Politics, conflict, and dispute are at the center of land use planning. Planning is an important tool that can be used to solve these conflicts. Killingworth and Nudin in 2006 defined planning as the process by which government resolves disputes about land uses. The increased importance of public participation in the planning processes is to effectively reduce the scope for future conflict. My argument is that if it is possible to have a planning system which could predict the future changes that would have an impact on the system. Policy making is significant. The clearer it is, the less scope it gives for arguing, and easier is its application and implementation. Policies keep evolving. Sometimes there are cases where there is no relevant policy to analyze the case against it. This is where policymakers come into picture. The major difference of the plans in the UK and many other countries is that plans in the UK are not part of the law but made under the law, whereas in other countries plans to be issued or enacted as law gives them considerable importance. This feature makes the UK system more complicated than the others. Hence, more room for disputes and the number of courts in the UK have risen. There are serious difficulties in planning and development sector. The problem that is the concerns of developers are fully considered. This ends up undermining the planning policies. The policy statements are vague, and the high degree of discretion in the system is the most notable feature of the UK planning system. It is responsible for increasing the likelihood of undermining the planning policy. Hence, comprehensive planning is now discredited, and planners are focusing on finding ways in which the conflicting interests arising through development could be reconciled. The central government is taking initiatives to secure a high degree of certainty through a plan-led system. The idea of rational scientific method has been applied to policy making, giving rise to a particular form of planning. The critics have analyzed this method with different perspectives and have come up with a wide range of other ideas about nature of planning. David Offenbrenner in 1962 and Falaudi in 1987 argued that the task of planning theorists was to elaborate the notion of planning as a set of procedures to help make the decisions. There are people who reject the simple rational approach and instead focus on the distribution of resources with the help of planning among different interests in society. Community equity planning emerged as a body as a result of criticism which promoted planning as a tool to redress inequalities benefiting minority and disadvantaged groups. The UK planning system is complex and continues to evolve. The government bodies and the planners have constantly been trying to keep the planning system updated by making necessary changes every now and then. And since the planning field is so vast and complex in nature, it has to be protected from stagnancy. Thank you.